Hey, good morning, it's Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. I'm going to try and keep this blog short and sweet. I didn't even really want to talk about this in my video blogs here as one of my topics, but I figure I have to because it's still got a bit of traction in the news, and I get people the last few weeks that have been asking me about this. And what this is about is our mayor in Vancouver here, Mayor Gregor Robertson, a couple weeks ago, or otherwise known as Mayor Moonbeam, has suggested that we need to do something about the high Vancouver real estate prices. And I've got a good idea. There's too much speculation going on in Lower Mainland realty, especially in Vancouver. Too many people are buying homes and then flipping them for huge profits, and that's what's bringing up our house, keeping our house prices so high. So what I want to do is I want to put in another tax, just what we need, another tax on real estate. We already are pretty much the most taxed city in the world when it comes to real estate, as I'll explain to you here. But let's add a speculator tax. He's very vague about it, like everything with Mayor Robertson. But somehow, if you buy a property and sell it within a year or 2 years, he wants to hit you with another 3, 4, 5, 6% tax. And he thinks that will bring the prices of real estate much more affordable for the average Joe. Well, of course, he's totally wrong about this. Most people should realize that we have already got some absolute hideous taxes in place right now to curb speculation. The first one is the capital gains tax. So capital gains, if you make a $50,000 profit selling your home, half of that, $25,000 of that, is taxable at your marginal tax rate. You're probably going to be in a higher tax rate if you're selling properties. So of that $50,000, $25,000 is going to go straight to the government. We've also got property transfer tax, the PTT. This one is maybe the most insidious of them all, the PTT. Introduced about 30 years ago as a wealth tax to curb speculation at the high end of the housing market. So back when it was introduced 30 years ago, it's 1% on the first 200, 2% on the balance. Back when it was introduced, only 5% of the properties bought and sold in the Lower Mainland triggered that 2% tax. Because back then, luxury was considered, a luxury home was over $200,000. Now, we know now, $200,000 in today's market isn't even going to buy you a leasehold studio apartment. But the government has never adjusted the property transfer tax to reflect the current market situation. So the PTT is a killer, and you can't add it to your mortgage. It's got to be paid up front. If you're buying a new construction, a new home, or a new condo, or a pre-sale condo, you've got a 5% GST on that, which again is non-refundable. So we are already taxed to the hilt. Adding another layer of tax like what Mayor Robertson wants to do would actually, in my opinion, have the reverse effect of that. It would actually make Vancouver prices even more expensive. Because as we all know, the buck just gets passed on to the consumer. If the city of Vancouver or Richmond wanted to start making things a little bit more affordable, they would start lowering some of the red tape, some of the bureaucracy at City Hall, the money it takes to get rezoning, to get permits, to get environmental studies. It's astronomical. To build a typical detached home right now in Vancouver, you're looking at $100,000 in permits now before you even put a nail into a piece of wood. So, but you see, they don't want to do that because it's just going straight into the coffers, just like the PTT is. It's a huge money generator. It makes billions of dollars for the province. Now, our premier, of course, has shot this down right away and said that there's no chance that we're going to add another layer of taxation to real estate. Because some of my earlier blogs, as I've said before, 75% of people in Vancouver own their principal residence, so the majority would never want to see another tax that could knock 10 or 15% off their value. So it's not going to happen. But it's just another bit of political grandstanding, politicians trying to look like they're doing something and then just throwing out these absolutely crazy ideas. We don't need any more taxes, and as I say, that would simply add even more, make Vancouver real estate prices even more expensive, in my opinion. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.